Hi friends, Glow here, and today we are talking about a question that I just know you are dying to know the answer to. Is Doki Doki Literature Club a self-care game? To figure all that out, I've come up with a couple of criteria to meet, basically just to give games a score out of 5 stars for if I think they are a good self-care game. So we are looking at, is it easy to play? Is it relaxing? Is it enjoyable? Does it meet a particular need? And does it not require a lot of time and effort? So each of those is going to get you 1 point. But we also have 2 criteria that can dock points. Does it make me feel worse? Does it use a lot of energy, whether emotional or physical? And then finally, there is a bonus point. You actually get 2 stars for this one. Does it tackle self-care or mental health in a sensitive way? So let's get started. For those who don't know, Doki Doki Literature Club is a visual novel, and it starts off with this premise of being just one of those other cutesy little dating sim games. You're this person who's going to school and you join a club and you get to pick, hi Rory, and you get to pick from these, what appears to be 4 girls to be who you want to date. You write them poems, and while you're writing the poems, you're trying to figure out which words go best with which girl that you're trying to woo. Now, with Doki Doki Literature Club, things are not as they appear. Very quickly, things start to go south, shit gets weird, and shit gets real. So, is it a good game for self-care? Number 1, is it easy to play? Doki Doki Literature Club is a pretty standard visual novel. Really just kind of click through, really easy to select things. Occasionally you do get to write your own little poem, sort of. And really the hardest part about that is figuring out which words go with which girl that you're trying to woo. So I'd say yes, easy to play. Number 2, is it relaxing? I guess this one is going to be a little bit up for debate based on who you are as a person, but personally, I'm going to go with no. The game does start off as that cutesy little dating sim, and it's really easy to play, but just with the musical dissonance that happens throughout the game, the crazy themes going on, and of course, the disturbing imagery, I'm going to give this one a no. No stars on relaxing. Number 3, is it enjoyable? Without a doubt, this was one of the funnest visual novels that I've ever played. I am not usually a visual novel fan. I'm really into like MMORPGs and first person shooters. Visual novels just aren't typically my play style. I typically give them up before I even finish them because I'm just not into it. Doki Doki Literature Club was not one of those. That was not the case with this game at all. I was always waiting to find out what was going to happen next. I was very excited. I was guessing what was going to happen. I was full of anxiety. But it was fun, absolutely, getting the star for enjoyable. Number 4, does Doki Doki Literature Club meet a particular need? And by that, I mean, is it stimulating my mind? Is it making me think? Is it helping me with some form of self-care? Sort of things in that category. And this one's a little bit of like a, so with this one, you're definitely thinking a lot. It makes you think about not only the game, but the world around you, I think. And with the 4th wall breaking, it's just really interesting. So for this one, I am giving it half a star because it does make you think. It really does stimulate the mind, but in such a weird way that it's not really self-care, right? And number 5, does it not require a lot of time and effort? Doki Doki Literature Club, like I said, is a visual novel, and so it's really easy to just click through. It also has a lot of opportunities for save. You can basically save anywhere at any time in the game. The actual gameplay that they say should take you about 4 hours. It took me longer than that. It took me about 7 or 8 hours. I was playing on stream. There were some distractions. There was a lot of anxiety, as I mentioned. But overall, even 8 hours isn't that long of a time frame for a game from start to finish. Now, I didn't do 100% or anything, but still 8 hours is not a lot of time. And it certainly did not take a lot of effort. I wasn't stressing over techniques, wasn't having to think about strategy or anything like that. So getting the star for this one, not a lot of time or effort required to enjoy this game and finish it. All right, now we are getting into negative stars. So with these, if they meet the mark, they're actually losing a star for this one. So first off, does it make me feel worse? There are some games as you're playing them, whether it's just the competitiveness, whether it's the content, whatever it may be, that really just make you feel worse. And Doki Doki Literature Club is one of those. You first open up this game and it warns you about disturbing content. It tells you if you have anxiety and depression, this might not be the game for you. I do have both of those. It didn't affect me the way that I thought it was, but just with the, again, musical dissonance, the really weird graphical things they use, the occasional jump scare, which I'm never a fan of, and then just the general content of the game and the fourth wall breaking, which is really cool, but also really unnerving, made me feel a little bit worse. And our last opportunity to dock stars, does it use a lot of emotional or physical energy? For Doki Doki, I am saying absolutely yes. This takes a lot out of you, especially if you're coming in this not knowing what to expect. When I started playing this game, I knew it wasn't what meets the eye. I knew it wasn't going to be just that cutesy little dating sim, but I had no idea what to expect. Definitely disturbing. Take those warnings seriously, and make sure you're just prepared for everything that's coming at you. There are instances of self-harm, there are instances of suicide, and there's just some really weird shit that happens, and it takes a lot out of you. It drains you. There were some days I would finish just like a chapter and I'd be like, what is happening? I'm going right to bed. Sometimes wouldn't be able to sleep at all. So, take it with a grain of salt. Take those warnings very seriously. They're there for a reason. And just go at it and try to enjoy it. Does this game, Doki Doki Literature Club, tackle mental health or self-care in a sensitive and effective way? While it does certainly approach the topics of mental health, and it even mentions anxiety, depression, and discusses those in the context of the game, it is in no way sensitive. It is in no way meaningful. It really is just there to increase that disturbing content. So not getting the bonus stars for that one. Okay, if you have been following along, you'll know just from the general 5 categories up front, we do have 3.5 stars, which is far better than I ever expected this game to do, quite honestly. But we do have to dock those 2 stars for making you feel worse and taking a lot of energy. So Doki Doki Literature Club does end up with a 1.5 stars out of 5 on my self-care scale. So, should come as no surprise, no, it is not a good game for self-care. Super fun game to play. Absolutely recommend it. Make sure you are in a healthy mindset and a healthy mental space before you do play this game, because there is a lot going on and it really can fuck with you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.